Spider's Web, and in this video we're going to be carrying on with our zombies. If you remember from the last video, we got as far as washing the main bodies of these ones and painting the main body and the top, shirt, jacket, whatever they are, of these ones. Now what we're going to be doing is trying to do a bit more. Right, so what I'm planning on doing with these, as I said, we're trying to with washes on this one. I started off, as you might be able to see, and I realised that I wasn't what's the word I'm looking for? I wasn't filming, so I stopped. But we're going to be using Duchar violets for this, and there we go. There's just that, and that is going to go all over the rags that we have here. What I'll try and do is get that lid to stand up a little better than it was doing. Here we go. So that's that, and we're going all over, making sure that we cover every part of the cloth area. So this is, we're just doing different techniques on these models because I want to see how certain things work. With this, I know with these I can get away with doing a lot less than I could with other models because of the nature of these models. I certainly wouldn't do the hero figures in this way because I want it would need a little bit more detail going on them, whereas these I can just go ahead with washes because basically, let's face it, these are zombies. They've just been what's the word I'm looking for? Shall we say resurrected, and obviously they're going to be, the clothing what they have is going to be faded because I'm trying to make these look as though they are a lot older zombies, shall we say. Their bodies were dead a lot longer before being reanimated, so that's why we've gone with the grey look to the flesh areas, and we're going to a much more faded clothing. So that's how we're doing this. It's an easy job to do. We don't need to go really overboard with the painting on these ones, but we are going to be using a few little touches here and there on these to make them look a little bit more interesting, shall we say. And that will be coming up in the next stage when the wash has dried. But after this one, we're going to be going over to the next three models, which are going to be more painted than washed. There we go. So that's what we have in store for these three zombies. Not much here to do from now on, but I'm just trying to make sure that everywhere that is cloth is covered in this purple. And now we can push them to one side and bring out the other three minis, and you can carry on with those. Now we're going to be using different browns and greens, stuff like that for these minis, and got like brown shirts jacket. So let's have green trousers. We're going with Deathworld Forest. But I keep saying I can never get the name of this paint right. We'll get some of that on our palette, like so. A little spot of water, and the trousers are going to get coloured in this. Now, don't worry that it all seems to be green upon green upon green. As in, like, the flesh is green and the trousers are green. It's going to look different by the time I've finished. It's not going to be all the same type of green. In fact, the flesh is going to change quite a bit in a moment. I've got some news as well. We will be playing very, very soon a gameplay video, or we'll be doing a gameplay video of this as part of a Games Night series. Once we've done that, I'm not sure how we're going to do it yet. I'm not sure whether to do the random, or use the random unexplored dungeons cards, or whether to just do it as a straight gameplay. But Saturday night, it's now the 16th of November as I do this. By the time we get around to watching this video, more than likely the games night has started, but on Saturday night we will be having another games night. That will be the 21st of November. And Stephen Dutton, Anita and Scragger will be back. We're going to be playing this and a couple of other games. But this will be the last game that I put up, because I'll be playing it first, but I want to make sure that we have time to play the other games that we have planned. So hopefully, all being well, we can get on with those and do a fairly good games night. Okay, so that's the 3 zombies done. Now, as I said, I'm going to show you the throne. There we are. I've got a feeling that these would be metal or it's precious stone, so I'm going to be doing them. I've not quite finished that one yet, which is hence the reason it's still on here. And the well, I just need to highlight this a little bit. And how I've done this is the way I did the bases for the previous minis. Painted it all black, went over with like a dark bluey grey colour, fairly similar to the Fang, that colour, always close as. And dry brush down with grey, which will be, when I can find it, Dawnstone. And then another dry brush down with a lighter grey, which is Administratum grey. And then I did a dry brush of white, a much finer dry brushing with white. And then I washed it all in Drakenhof Nightshade, and I put little bits of Druchar Violet, Keeley Green shade over the top as well, and I'm just waiting for this to dry. As you can see, there's still puddles of wash in the creases there. I'm waiting for this to dry, and then I can just give it another dry brush over with the Administratum grey, just to tie it in with the base colours, and also tie it in with the throne as well. Okay, so that's what I've been doing there. Now push those back a little, and here we'll have a look at how things are going. Okay, so that looks to be fairly self-explanatory, shall we say. So what I want to do now is using Agrac's Earthshade when I can find it. Where are you? Rubber Crimson Agrac's Earthshade. Found it. Yeah, so we're using some of this now. And that is going over the stick that they're carrying. So trying to avoid using paints on this one. We're using the washes to give the colour, the shadow detail, and the fact that it's dark, or rather the fact that it's very translucent, also means that I wouldn't need to highlight either. So fingers crossed, this looks quite realistic, as it were. And there we have it. I'm also going to go into some of these crevices with this Agrac's Earthshade, which I should have done on this one as well. Oh yeah, and finally this fella. We'll get this one done now. It's a simple job. As I say, it's a case of trying different techniques to try and make things as easy as we possibly can to get through all these. Okay, so they're fairly well done now. There's a few bits and pieces that need doing. You can understand. I'm going to add a little bit more of the Nuln Oil to some of these because the shadows aren't as well defined as I would like. So on this one we're just going to go over the face. And underneath there. So anywhere we think that there should be shadow, we'll just go under and add more with this colour. Like so. And there. How's that one looking? Just add some more to a few select areas. We don't need to go mad with this one. This one's not too bad. And finally this one, let's have a look. That one's okay. Don't need to add any more to that. Yes, I do, just a little bit there. Alrighty then. That's that done. And now what I want to do is push those aside, and we can go with colouring the hair of these next few. Okay, so I don't want them all the same colour hair. So for this I'm just using different colours. So for this one it's Dryad Bark. And we'll just go over the hair part of this fella. There we go. That's that done. And next I'm going to use a wash on this one because I want it slightly paler. The wash I'm going to be using is Reichland Flesh Shade. And I want this to be as I say, a slightly paler colour of her, but more reddish. There we go. And in the next one I want it to be black, so we're going to be using Abaddon Black. And that's going to be quite a simple matter. Just get a little bit on the brush and just apply it to the model in the appropriate place. There we go. Now we have fresh, or what looks like fresh wounds on these fellas, so we're going to be having a few little gory bits on these. Now that looks a little bit odd as yet, but don't worry, it will change. So first of all, we're going to be using right, there we are. We are going to be using Druchii Violets. Can I get the Druchii Violets on all of these? Let's have a look. Yeah, I shouldn't have a problem. So we can go here, and the violet is going to go into these areas like so. It doesn't have to be absolutely fantastic because it's going to be covered in blood as time goes on. So there we go. And that's those done. Next, what I want to do, using a colour that I've not actually used before until now, Nurgle's Rot. This is a brand new paint. I got it ages ago, I've not used it yet. It's one of the new technical paints. And this shows rotting stuff. And I'm going to use that along here. To show all manner of gunk oozing out of the stomach of these ones. Like so. I'm probably using this quite wrongly, but not to worry. And that shows a little bit of decay and rotting stuff. And now I'm going to stick with the technical paint with blood for the Blood God. And this is the one we're going to be using on the stomach of the first three, or the second three, the one that we've painted. Without waiting for the purple to dry, we're just going to add some of this to there. Now we don't have to worry about doing this before we have wash the rest of the green, or the rest of the flesh, because we're going to be washing that a little later. We're going to be avoiding this area anyway, so we don't need to worry about that. That's those done. Easy job. Next, what we have to do is the sword, and for that we're going to be using what I like to use. The base colour for metal is Warplock Bronze. We'll get some of that on our brush. We don't want a great deal, and that goes like so. And it's more of a dagger than a sword looking at this now. And there's the handle, or the hilt, whatever you want to call it. There, done. I'll be doing this, the what do we call it, the scabbard, in a moment. And finally, here we go, just this bit here. And that's that. Alrighty then, so we have the hair, the flesh, the clothing. It's just the scabbard now, as I say. So we're going to use for this a mix of Rhinox hide. So we're going to pop some of that on our palette. We don't need a great deal. We've got some Rhinox hide on there, and into that we're going to put some Evil Sun's Scarlet. And it doesn't have to be a great deal because it's only a little bit of the model. It's just a quick dab in. What we're trying to do is just redden the brown a little bit, not going too overboard with it. There we are. And now we can just paint the scabbard like so. One done. Two done. And three done. Well, three will be done very shortly. And that is that. Okay, these are nearly finished now. We don't have all that much to do. It's just a case now of where we need to highlight in the hair, adding the shadows to the flesh tones, and highlighting the clothing and the sword, which is a simple matter. But this is just a case of dry brush for highlighting and washes for darkening. So the washes we're going to be using first of all is for the skin. And this wash is going to be, when I can find it, because I put it down against someone I can't see it. Oh, here we are. It's going to be Agrax Earthshade. Oh dear. There we go. I still want a little bit of warmth in this skin colour. That's the reason I'm using this and not something like clearly a green shade. I don't want it completely green. And if you can get into a hobby like this or like that, it's very, very therapeutic. You can just sit and lose yourself for hours on end, just painting either pictures or painting models. It's a wonderful way of escaping the troubles of life. And there we are. I just want to try and get into some details in the face. There we go, so it's changed the look of the skin tone. What we're going to be doing now is adding some other colours to, or other shades to the clothing. So for the trousers, what we're going to be using is quite a strange, or you might think is a strange colour to use, but it's one that I think is a really nice one that goes with green, and in fact green wash over this colour is also a good mix. That is, as usual, when I can find the colour I'm looking for. Not Reckon Flesh shade, it's not that one, it's not Agrax Earth shade, not Gucci Violets. Here we go. Carolberg Crimson. So we're putting Carolberg Crimson on top of green trousers. Yeah. As I say, if you've painted something, what's the word I'm looking for? If you've painted something red, a nice shadow detail for that is green. Now, a nice shadow colour to use as a wash is green. And what's happening with this red is it's turning the green trousers brown, as you can see. And do a little bit more here. So when you do start doing models like this, don't be afraid of just trying different things. I will actually show you a little later in another video how good of a shadow colour green is for red. Oh yeah, when that dries it will look different. There we go. And I'm definitely going to have to get some more Carolberg Crimson, as well as some more Fang and some more of this and that and the other. It never stops. Purchasing of paint never stops. Oh dear, but I do want to try and get at least on the minis from the base game of this done before Saturday, and then we can have a proper fully painted game, because I'd sooner do that than play a partially painted game. So that's that for the wash on the trousers, and now the wash on the jacket or the shirt or whatever it may be is going to be done, and this time it's being done with Drakenhof Nightshade. This is a very strong colour, so I'm not putting a great deal on it, and what I do put on I'm going to spread out as much as I can. because you definitely don't want this to overpower the colour that you've put on initially. And any of these, or all of these colours rather, we're going to be going over again with the original colour to highlight when we come back to these models. There we go, and I think that is all I'll be able to do now for this video. We'll be coming back and having a look at the, well, not be going back, when I've put this on we can have a look at the other three zombie figures to see how they're looking now. And then we can leave these to dry. Okay, so that's those three done. I'll put that to one side, clean my brush out, and now go back to the original three. There we go, and that's how it's looking. In fact, I think what we're going to do is add another wash of the purple, the Druchii Violet, over what is already there, to darken it up a little. Yes, we want it to look faded, but we don't want it to look too faded. We want it to at least have a bit of colour to it. In the next video, I'm going to stop this video now, when we've done this. And then, while I'm waiting for these to dry, I'm going to go on to one of the Necromancer boss miniatures, which will be the Banshee, because that is going to be a very easy one to paint, and I want to show you how I do it. So I will do that one next in the next video, and then we can come back to this one, or these three, and finish off. After that, so just having a little bit of a break while we allowing these to dry. There we go, and that's that for these three. I like the Nurgle Rot. It looks as though there is unpleasantness going on there. Okay, so as I said, that is it for this video. Hope you've enjoyed it. In the next video, I'm going to do the Banshee. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? There you are. This is what the Banshee looks like. At the moment, it is all pure white, like all the rest of them. You'll not be able to see much detail, but when we come back in the next video, you will see this one painted, and it's not going to take long. I can guarantee you that. So, join me in the next video for the Banshee. Until then, as always, take care, God bless, and bye for now.